Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I got more TF2 commentary, playing as a Pyro on King of the Hill Viaduct, and this video will be about the gas jockey's gear, or the set bonus, depending on how you want to look at it. And I'll be talking about, well, the set itself, of course, the weapons or items even that are included or required for this specific set to be active, as well as, of course, just set bonuses in general. And I think that's a very good point to start off with, because in a game like this, set bonuses like the gas jockey, for example, they are fair to a certain extent. In my opinion, they are balanced because they are actually more of a penalty than a benefit, and they are more fun to use than actual useful to use. If you look at the gas jockey's gear, for example, and the actual set bonuses, if you have the 3 items that are required equipped, which are the degreaser, power jack, and the attendant, yes, a hat is required, you'll become 10% more faster, which is a lot of fun for me personally, because I like speed. Pyro is one of my favorite classes. 1 + 1 is 2. I'm a happy boy, I'm not gonna lie. I like to be a very fast Pyro. But in addition to that, you do take 10% more bullets damage, which is kind of annoying because, well, bullets, they are deadly. And there are a lot of bullets in TF2, and making them 10% more deadly is kind of a bigger disadvantage that you will get from the 10% more speed. As well as, of course, your ability to just insta-kill almost most classes with your extinguisher is vanished because you are not allowed to use the extinguisher. Lucky enough for me, I'm still able to use the flare gun, so not always lost. It's just that you do have to make a lot of sacrifices for just one thing, at least in my opinion. In my case, I have to make a lot of sacrifices to become faster. And it's a lot of fun. It's just not as reliable and as efficient, perhaps, as a Pyro could potentially be. Now, if you look at other sets, for example at the scout set with the milkman, it just breaks the entire class, doesn't it? You get 25 more health as a scout. That puts you at 150 health as a scout. And you also become more, at least you get promoted, and at least your behavior becomes, in a way, not that of a scout, because you have, of course, the shortstop, which is a lot more powerful in a longer distance compared to the stock scattergun. So you become harder to kill, and you can have a safer distance-ish to shoot from. It kind of breaks the entire scout class, and that's where, you know, set bonuses tend to go wrong. It's very hard to balance these things, and just to make sure they are right. And this is also one of many reasons why Valve just straight up stopped doing them. They're still making sets, they're just not, you know, giving them buffs or debuffs or side grades to them if you are using all the specific items required to have that, well, that set bonus active, which is a very smart plan because it's a very much a pain in the behind to get that all sorted and to make sure it's all balanced and such. Especially if you take into consideration you have to use specific weapons. So the bonuses that you will get as well as the penalties have to work together with the weapons, etc, etc. And this actually brings me back to the weapons that are required for, of course, the Pyro and the gas jockey gear set. Well, the primary is absolutely not a problem. That's the degreaser, and that's just my favorite flamethrower, and in my opinion also the best flamethrower for the Pyro, even though opinions are somewhat divided about that for no apparent reason. But for me personally, I find the degreaser to be the best primary for the Pyro, so this set starts off pretty well. The hat that is required, which is the attendant, doesn't really matter for me. It's a hat. Yeah, that's pretty much where it stays. It's not going to change my playstyle. But the power jack, forcing me to use a power jack to become faster is kind of a big deal. Most of you guys, if not all of you that are watching this video, know that I really rely on my extinguisher to get those close range kills. I like to corner people, air blast them against the wall, make sure to have them, well, burning alive, and then just chop them down for about 195 health. This is a very, very secure way of killing people. If you are using the power jack, you change your killing power in sustainability, but you do reduce your killing power. And in addition to that, not being able to kill light classes and medium classes, if you like to call them that, instantly, you have to be very careful to when you pull the power jack out, because you can only heal yourself for 75 health or even overheal yourself with that amount to the cap, of course, if you get the kill with the power jack. And if you're gonna pull out the power jack and you're just gonna run around like a maniac, you're gonna die. So you have to be very careful when you pull it out and kill people with it. You're not gonna make a lot of kills and heal yourself a lot if you are going to use it in a crowd of people. You have to corner people, make sure you are not completely covered in enemies, so you have to make sure they are somewhat secure, or you can secure your kill, which is even a more important part of the power jack, I suppose, because the killing with the power jack is what gets you the heal. And because of the lacking of crits with the power jack, because you don't get a crit if you ignite and then hit somebody with the power jack, like the extinguisher does, you have to make sure that your target is already pretty much near death, 65 health I believe, and lower, to make sure that you have a secure kill with the power jack, assuming they don't use an item that prevents melee damage or increases melee damage for that sake. So that is something to be very careful of, because if you don't, you can keep hammering on them, but if you do that, they can retort with killing you, and that's kind of an inconvenience. As you can see right there, at least as you could see with that soldier, I made sure he was alone, I made sure he was cornered, and I got the heal with the power jack without too much of a risk. And it's very satisfying to do so. This entire set is very satisfying and very enjoyable. And that's, I think, the power of the set. And that's, I think, what powers, at least what the power of sets should be. Because it's absolutely not a good thing to use this in a serious environment or a competitive play, if it even is allowed, because I believe, to my knowledge, most sets are just straight up disabled, if not completely banned. But it's a lot of fun to play. You are putting yourself, at least I am putting myself, at a lot of disadvantages because of my playstyle with the extinguisher, and of course the fact that I don't like to die because of the bullets. But the speed and the fact that I can just satisfy my need to kill with an overheal or just an additional heal if I do it right, just makes up for that. Now, if I feel like playing a proper Pyro, I won't use this set, absolutely not. If I'm in a server that has a higher skill level, I won't use it. But if I'm just messing around and just having some fun, which I suppose is a very good thing to have while you're playing a game, this is a very good set to have, and definitely recommended to use if you are looking for satisfaction. I will catch you guys next time. Take care.